Binge Pipe wants to be more than friends with You Don't Know Jack. Binge Pipe, please, no whistleblowers.
I'm Cookie Masterson, and I'll believe in you when no one else will. But not before. This will be like a game of solitaire if the Jack of Diamonds heckled your mistakes. Okay, runners, on your marks.
Time for question 1.
To get things rolling, movie pass-fail. What would be a good study book for a filmmaker who wants to pass the Bechdel test? Farting for dummies, goldfish for dummies, drowning for dummies, or women for dummies? I love this part. In order for a film to pass the Bechdel test, it must feature at least 2 women having a conversation about anything other than men. Honestly, if you have to read this book, maybe just stick to making movies about farts.
Hallelujah, hallelujah.
Feast your eyes upon this. These cookies are out of this world. What kind of cookies would the Kepler elves make, according to Kepler's first law of planetary motion? Peanut butter parallelograms, chocolate-dipped ellipses, salted caramel circles, or cinnamon sugar spirals? Let's see how that shook out. Planets move in elliptical orbits, according to Kepler's first law. As opposed to Fig Newton's law, which is that it's not a cookie, it's a disappointment.
Why don't we do it with 3?
Here we have hardcore relief, and you're gonna feel so much better after this dis or dat. I'm gonna read off 7 things, and for each, I want you to tell me if it's a part of a toilet or a type of pleasure aid sold by the adult novelty company Doc Johnson. Answer quick, you'll only have a few seconds to choose between a toilet part or a type of pleasure aid. Ready? Good. Flapper. C-ring. Wax ring. Ball cock. 9-inch stroker. Clover clips. Float ball. Mistakes are for the weak. Okay, let's move along.
I don't need you anymore.
Coming up, so bad it's just bad. What would be a good name for a cheesy sci-fi movie about tornadoes composed of tornado? Fishnado, pignado, cownado, or birdnado? Okay, let's take a look. A tornado is a small fillet of beef. I'm just hoping I'm famous enough to book a spot on the 3rd or 4th sequel. There is no hiding from octopus, coffee, Queen Elizabeth, or Frankenstein.
Octopus, coffee, Queen Elizabeth, or Frankenstein. It's a monster.
Was a recurring monster in the NBC series Grimm. Octopus, coffee, Queen Elizabeth, or Frankenstein? Okay, what'd you pick? Adelind Shade was a frequently seen witch-like creature on Grimm, played by actress Claire Coffey. I watch Grimm every morning. Don't talk to me until I've had my Claire coffee. That's the end of round 1. Oh, and did I mention all the money's doubled in round 2? Okay, let's hit it.
6 trombones is not a parade.
Next up, I always cry during Pixar questions. If the boy from Coco traded his guitar for a Japanese instrument with 13 strings, what would you call the movie? Coco with a koto, Coco with a dogo, Coco with a mobo, or Coco with an oboe? And how'd we do? A koto has 13 strings and a rectangular shape. And it may have the ability to connect you with your dead ancestors. I don't really know. I gave up after 2 lessons.
Je trouve Jerry Davis sonnant légèrement amusant. 7.
Next, team bondage. Yeah, so before we proceed, I need to know, if you're Spanish, what's your safe word? Seguro, daño, lucha, or sentar? So what'd you pick? Seguro is Spanish for safe. Remember that because it's hard to reach for a translation book while you're handcuffed.
Hey, question.
At Binge Pipe, we value your needs. Would you like a question about feet or a question about faces? Indicate your preference now. We graciously accept your choice.
'Twas then I learned to heed the winds of 8.
This one's called A Question About Faces. In military terms, if you turned about face, you would turn 90 degrees, 180 degrees, 270 degrees, or 360 degrees. Let's see how that shook out. To turn about face means to turn so you're facing the opposite way. And in military terms, I'm known as cannon fodder.
Na 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 na.
Oh, here's a good one. Allegedly delicious. No one can get you out of a jam like a lawyer, especially in a foreign country. If you want to toast your Spanish lawyer, what are you ordering? Avocado toast, abogado toast, arrogado toast, or a pagoda toast? Okay, what'd you pick? No, but it totally seems like it should be that, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Just me? Were you thinking this one? Abogado is Spanish for lawyer, so that's what you'll be ordering. Toast is not actually Spanish for toast. Tiny spreadable lawyer not included. Any lawyer present may not be green. Trying to put a lawyer onto toasted bread may result in civil liabilities and up to 98 years in prison.
Sabes que es lindo, yes, perritos.
Try this on for size. The plot thickens when exposed to certain temperatures. Ugh, bodies of flowing liquids are just so mainstreams. I wish they would let more non-Newtonian fluids play a titular part in movies, like in my favorite film, The Shape of Water, Lorenzo's Oil, Whiskey Tango Foxtrot, or Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. I love this part. Honey is the only fluid on this list that doesn't have a constant viscosity, making it the only non-Newtonian. Maybe honey doesn't have constant viscosity, but it has constant deliciosity. Science. It's time. Oh, I'll just shut my mouth then. Here's your clue. The shape of you. I sure hope you're in good mental shape. Good luck. There you have it. You got the highest score, and you were the best-looking person in the game, not counting me. Your score is pretty great, though. If you applied yourself like this when it came to human interactions, you might have actually impressed someone, but you didn't, so...
You don't know Jack!
Welcome back to the next Sound Effects Star. Up next is Randall Smith, a contestant who has a powerful story about redemption.
My name is Randall Smith, and when I was 4 years old, my dad got killed by a cartoon character wielding a giant mallet. I was in the other room at the time and heard everything. From that point on, I decided to dedicate my life to turning sound effects into a positive force.
And here to present a piece he calls An Alpaca Making Love to a Fax Machine is Randall Smith.
This is for you, Dad.
Judges, what do you think?
I love what you're about, man, but I didn't quite feel that. The fax machine sounded more like a printer to me.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Randall, I love how inspiring your story is, but I have to agree. That sounded more like an alpaca having sex with a printer more than it did an alpaca making love to a fax machine. I'm out.
I disagree, but thanks.
These guys don't know what they're talking about. That really worked for me. You really took me there. It felt like I was actually watching an alpaca going to town on a fax machine. I'm in.
Congrats, Randall. We'll see you next week. Now, here performing a piece she calls A Wolfman Farting in a Bathtub is Alice Berry.
Hey, I'm Austin Creed. You might know me from my career as a sports entertainer or from my highly successful YouTube channel, Up, Up, Down, Down. But from now on, you're only going to know me from Binge Pipe. That's right. I just signed an exclusive multi-decade deal with Binge Pipe. Apparently. I don't really remember signing it, but they have all the paperwork, so I guess I did. I'll be hosting hours and hours of Binge Pipe programming right from this tiny locked room in Binge Pipe headquarters. And I'll be wrestling for the Binge Pipe Wrestling League, which they assure me is a real thing. I'm already so busy producing great Binge Pipe content, I couldn't go home if I wanted to. So, look for me, Austin Creed, right here on Binge Pipe, and please, tell my family that I love them.